everyone, my name is Mudiaga-Erhueh, and I'm going to be talking to you about my dashboard project for my decision making and management class. What you're looking at right now is a picture of a data mockup page, and it's basically a map, if you would call it that, like to show my managers the things I'm going to be talking about during this presentation and how we're going to go through it. And this right here is a picture of my dashboard presentation. And a dashboard presentation is basically the answers to the questions on the layout mockup. And these are the graphs and the different ways that answer the questions that you saw on the previous slide. And putting together a dashboard presentation isn't hard. It's just basically when you answer the questions on each sheet on an Excel page, and then you copy and paste the graphs or whatever you use to answer your questions to a particular page and put all of them together. That will make the dashboard presentation. I'm going to be telling you about three of my favorite things, three things that I love doing in this project. First of all, I'm just going to tell you guys that this project was very challenging, but it was a learning process because we learn these things in class, but this class is not a class where you can really take notes. It's more of a class where you use your initiative, and while the professor is teaching, you just watch what they do, and if you have anytime you practice it, but usually most people don't have time to practice it, so it's even more challenging. But I love doing this project because I did learn a lot of things, and I had to force myself to remember things that I had learned at the beginning of the semester. So the first thing I enjoyed doing was trend lines, and the question was forecast how many iPads you will be selling in 2 years. And what you just do here is get is highlight your data, and then you make a pivot table, and then make a pivot chart, and then use a trend line. You use the trend line to forecast how many you will be selling, and you see that with the trend line, it shows that I will be selling between 30,000 and 35,000 products in 2014. So trend lines are good because you don't have to really try to calculate. You can just use trend lines to approximate what you're doing. Another tool I enjoyed using while doing this project was the camera tool. As you can see, the picture on top is the real graph, and the one under is what I use the camera to make. So the question was compare 2010, 2011, 2012 fourth quarter sum of iPhones, and you can see that the fourth quarter is the one in blue and the columns are in red, and so it just shows you. But the way you use the camera tool is it's not really on the bar, so you have to go and add it in, and then after that when you click on the camera after you add it in, it just tells you to highlight what you want to take a picture of, and you highlight it, and it produces a second picture for you, like an exact replica of what you did. And the good thing about it is you can add effects to it, you can make frames, you can make shadows, and make it in 3D, whatever you want. It's a really cool tool. Lastly, my third favorite thing during this project was using a slicer. You see, the question is really easy. It says compare direct sales to retail sales, and using a slicer, as always, you would get a pivot table, and then it's on the bar. You don't have to add anything. You just have to find slicer on the Excel tabs, and using a slicer makes your life really easy because you don't have to make a graph for everything, or you don't have to make a table for everything. When you make a slicer, all you have to do is just, if you want to see the prices for IMAX, you click on the word IMAX, and it brings out the numbers for you. Same thing with iPads, and so it just goes on and on. So when you use a slicer, that's how it makes your life easy, because you don't have to do all that stuff for each product. You don't have to make graphs and tables for MacBook Pros, iPods, iPhones, iPads, and iMacs. You just use a slicer, and a slicer technically has everything in it. So that's why I enjoyed using a slicer, because I didn't have to do a graph for every single product there. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the good thing about this project is it challenges you, but the main thing is you can use it in, when you start working, you can use it, and you'll always be the go-to person for situations like this at your place of work. It will also boost your resume, and basically you can use this to show your managers, um, for example, you have a presentation and you have to tell them about a certain product or something. You can definitely use dashboards, pivot tables, and trend lines and all this stuff on Excel. It really helps you to show that, to go straight to the point and show your boss and your workers around you that you know what you're doing and things like that. Thank you for watching.